It is another beautiful day, and beautiful people of Nigeria, we want to welcome you to another edition of the Your Image PR program, the flagship program on public relations on TV. Today, we are dealing with crisis management. And you know, in the society, crisis is much more with us. And one of those crises is the issue of prolonged ASUU strike. Then, which way forward for us in Nigeria? I have people who are really concerned, the stakeholders who are connected with the issue. And let me quickly introduce Dr. Abeokuta Adeleye, is the chairman ASUU branch of Federal University of FUNAB. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you, and good afternoon.
I also have with me Anna Mazin, a lady of substance, a human development expert, and she is also a founder, Deaf Women Empowerment Development Initiative. Mrs. Titilola Ero, you're welcome.
Thank you very much, sir.
Nice having you.
Thank you, sir.
You know we have gender balance.
Of course.
Thank you very much. Well, I also have with me an administrator, one of the members of the Governing Council, a former Governing Council member of the Olabisi Onabanjo University, talking about Chief Samson Oluwarotimi Odoride. Glad to have you around, sir.
My pleasure.
Yeah. Well, it is a beautiful thing, but of course we are concerned about the crisis that has enveloped the university environment. Not just the university environment, we're also talking about some sectors of the economy being affected with this strike. Dr. Adeleye, why is this strike so prolonged?
Well, thank you very much. I've not even seen it being prolonged anyway, because it's unfortunate that having a government that is really insensitive to the plight of not only the labor force, but even the citizens as a whole.
Why do you say so?
Yeah, the reason is not far-fetched. Why is the strike? We have a government team. There was a government team that interfaced with ASUU team to produce a proposal to renegotiate an agreement that was earlier due 2012. The initial agreement document was signed 2009, and it should be reviewed every 3 years. So by 2012, the first review ought to come in place. Now, since 2012 till date, we've been chasing government, either the past or the new, to renegotiate the agreement. Now, the agreement is not a one-way traffic. Even in that agreement, any of the parties could call for a renegotiation after 3 years.
Why has that not happened?
That was what brought about the strike. In fact, that was what brought about several strikes. Now, we call for a negotiation. The government will be hiding, evasive. Now we came together, we were able to come together, and we submitted a proposal for an agreement that was renegotiated and placed on the table of the Minister of Education, May 2021. From May 2021 to February 2022, there was no attempt of even looking at the document at all.
So where are we now? Where are we now?
We are on strike. Because of the government.
No solution yet?
No, they are not talking to us. They are not talking to us. Instead of talking to us, they are coming out with a lot of propaganda. Propaganda to blackmail ASUU, as if we are not parents.
Okay.
To blackmail ASUU, as if we ourselves are not students. Propaganda to blackmail ASUU, as if we are insensitive.
Okay, let me ask you this question. So far, we learned that some of the areas of demand have been acceded to. Which one are standing now?
None has been acceded to.
Even not about the earned allowances?
None. And the reason is also clear. When we signed the agreement, government was to clear off a log of allowances almost up to like 4 or 5 years.
Okay, I'll come back to you. I'll come back to you.
Can you just allow me?
Okay.
Now, they started dilly-dallying. And as the year increases, they accrued more allowances.
Okay, but the initial one has been paid.
Some. Okay. Because they are still owing about 5, 6 years.
Okay, some have
allowances.
Paid.
Some have been paid. Some are yet to be paid, which have been long overdue.
Okay, so which means they have moved for one step further.
And we too moved. When we were moving, we moved. Because when we started the strike 2013, to be precise, we leaned backwards when this blackmail came, and they paid part. Then from 2013 till date, we've been signing memorandum of actions. And our leaning backwards brought about memorandum of action. And what is memorandum of action? Is to say, oh, you are on strike, but please return back to work. Okay, we will return back to work if you do 1 to 10. But between 2013 to date, what we have found out is each time we come up with a memorandum of action, out of 100%, probably they are 10 to 20%.
Okay, thank you very much. We'll come back to you to conclude on that. Chief Odenide,
yep.
Why does it take government so long to respond to this kind of issues?
On issues like ASUU strike and relevant challenges in Nigeria.
Oh, yes.
One would expect the government to study the situation properly and then come up with an agreeable or acceptable or doable position. I want to believe that the government, this present government, has good intention to satisfy ASUU members and ensure that education is not ruptured one way or the other.
The issue is that 3 months have elapsed and there has not been positive action towards alleviating or putting a stop to this strike action. Do we consider that they are responsible enough?
As far as I'm concerned, to some extent, they are responsive. I think the two groups need to shift grounds. You see, I'm surprised, and maybe I wouldn't want to disbelieve ASUU chairman that the government has done as little as 20% of his own side of the bargain. Maybe you need to be compassionate to a certain extent, because as of now,
I think what was said was that when the agreement was reached, government responded to it an extent, and to that extent, there has also been an accumulation. So it now made the people to feel that, okay, even though you've responded, but there has also been an overlapping of all these earned allowances. But we'll come back to that.
Okay.
You have said government has been responsive enough.
To some extent,
we are moving forward. We are moving forward. Ms. Ero,
yes, sir.
You are a human development expert and also a parent. What is the impact of this strike on the society?
Thank you, sir. The aspect where I'm concerned mostly, because definitely there will always be struggles between two powers at any given time, because ASUU is a power and government is a power too. But wherever two elephants are fighting, the grass there are the yes.
Okay.
We, the parents, are the really the parents and even the students are the ones getting the brunt of the whole thing, and the suffering is much. And we should now look at the side right now that we are suffering. Let's look at the generational decadence that this will cause, because this very generation that are going through this, there will be an impact of this decadence, because all these students are doing whatever they like. Yeah. Most of them are into Yahoo or this or that. Most parents don't even know what their children are doing. Even since some parents planned themselves that, okay, let this boy go to school, let this girl go to school at this time, let me go and do this in order to get money to do this. Now the parent is out doing something else. The students can't be in school, they come back home. And it's seriously affecting the psyche. Besides the educational, the education has become watered. There is no more, the value of education we are getting is already valueless already to an extent. And the psychological effects on both the parents and the children is so much. And we're scared for future. Because I remember...
Why are you scared?
Look, let's look backwards to those days when we used to have these ASUU strikes, like in 1999, 2000, all those times. There was a time, like I think in 1999, when there was this strike for 6 months. There are so many children that had to try. I remember a case of a boy that I got involved in. The boy, the parents of the other friends of his sent the children abroad. They were in Unilag. And the boy couldn't travel. Because of that frustration, the boy dropped out of school after that 6 months. Yes, I remember. That thing affected that boy, a very brilliant boy at that, in Lagos then, because I was involved with the parents. And that's just an isolation of what I saw. Now, let's say, what about other children? What in other aspects, in different situations? Some children became drug addicts. Some children started selling drugs because of it. Because how much do parents have, even in this economy that we are in now, to sustain those children?
Do you believe in the cause that ASUU is fighting for?
I believe in their cause, but what I am going to ask them to do is let them see it from a human face, from our situation. Let them situationalize that issue. Let them see what is happening in the society and not be too strong, because you don't wedge a sledgehammer on a cockroach.
Thank you very much. Dr. Adele, well, studying what ASUU has been able to do so far in ensuring sanity in the academic environment, we have seen that your struggle has brought about revitalization of certain projects on campuses. We have seen that it has also brought about some developmental strides, which hitherto have not been attended to.
Thank you.
Well, are there not enough reasons for you to mellow down and say that you have achieved?
Yes, we understand the fact that we have achieved and we are still achieving. But at this point, we had to really salvage the educational sector, especially the tertiary institutions. That's the ivory tower, where innovations are expected to be turned out. Yes, for good national development. To move Nigeria to a place that will be competitive globally. But as it is, to be honest, the condition of service has grown from bad to worse and is worsening. In fact, it's almost going to worse as we speak. Yes, the strides that we made about trying to get the structures in place to teach for effective learning. You see, the agreement that was signed in 2009 that brought about TED Fund coming in, and you see that all the universities are almost TED Fund universities, colleges of education, polytechnics. This booklet with me shows the reason why the needs are, what the universities needed as at the point we were, yes, and you can see that
in the university.
Yes, it is a committee of government and the union together brought about that document, and they gave some result, and it was the scary results. I can make it available.
What about the government that were witnessing?
You understand? But you see, as moving on, what the number of students in each universities in 2009 has skyrocketed in 2021, 22. What TED Fund could accommodate then, we need ×2 or ×3 now. Our condition of service is poor. The salaries, yes, not comparative, is very poor. Very, very poor. Now, the pay package that we are handing now was that which was signed 2009. And up till date, there has never been an upward review. And we have been leaning backwards.
Perhaps that is the real crux of the matter.
It is part of it.
Okay, not the real crux.
It is really part of it. Because a hungry man is... You can't expect a professor earning 416,000 a month in this present economic reality to pass over or impact anything positive or quality.
Comparatively, when you just oppose with the ones that have been earned in the civil service, you know that they are at the top echelon.
I want to disagree with you. In the civil service, you are enjoying.
I'm putting it to you.
You are enjoying a new minimum wage package. We've not enjoyed. Even our arrears are hanging. The arrears of minimum wage are hanging. We are talking about a professor earning 416,000 in a situation where your pay package for accommodation alone is more than half of that per month.
Well, I know that some of your demands are not just about money alone.
No, I've just said you, even visitation, the autonomy of the university.
No, we'll talk about autonomy later.
All right.
Ms. Ero, I came across an analysis giving us the details about what has been lost economically within the university environment. And the analysis was that when a student goes to the campus, maybe he spends 200 naira on transport, he needs to do photocopy of some documents, and it was multiplied by the number of students. Maybe you have 2,000 students on that campus, and then it was also talking about people eating food. And the cumulative cost was put at about 2.something billion naira per month, if not more. How do you now sustain businesses around campuses? Will it not be advisable that businesses should not be within university campuses if we continue to have this kind of situation? I don't know whether you understand my point.
Not very
My point is that agree that strikes must take place.
Yeah.
I think other things that must be put into consideration. Is there no other way that we can use the mitigating the economic losses so that there can be partial strategies of ensuring strikes, so that the business ventures on campuses will continue to run and some other things will continue to run.
Okay, I understand you, sir. You see, the businesses in the campus are just second. They are not the primary aim of the campus. Okay. Of the the primary aim is for students to go there and get educated, and for lecturers to do their jobs the academic work to be in place.
The academic work alone cannot survive.
No, those other people. Yeah, those other people are just supporting roles. They play supporting roles. So we should not. There's yes, they are important, but not too important like that. That we'll be talking about it until there is an action of academics going on. They don't come into place. So if they stay there, good.
So the fundamental issues must be resolved.
Yes, that's the most important.
Other activities to survive.
To survive.
That's your point. Thank you, madam. Chief, I'm looking at the societal effect, the social effect of this kind of development. Is it enough for government to say that a particular group is asking for too much and not to do halfway a reasonable length to which even the members of public will now say, oh, government has done something. I think maybe ASUU should try and mellow down so that they allow government to earn more money so that they can now meet their needs. What's your take?
First of all, I want to observe that ASUU has played wonderful role in terms of developing education in Nigeria. But for ASUU, maybe education will have gone to rot. But even at that, the government is still trying to develop education to the best of its ability. I can see here and there. What do you call it? Tech fund, building lecture rooms, theater, and all. You can name it everywhere in the universities, all over the country. If they are doing that, they should also go to a large extent to enhance human aspect of production. You know, that's the lecturers. I'm a teacher myself, and I know that without teachers, students will earn nothing. Without teachers, Nigeria economy will not grow. So the total thing now is that everything has been destabilized by virtue of ASUU strike. We have heard that businesses within these campuses are no more. Maybe made losses, they have recorded losses and a lot of other things. Parents are in serious trouble now. Even Nigeria economy is also in trouble because the future is mortgaged. Well, but at that, like you asked, the two contentious groups, the government and the ASUU, should come to the round table once more and go there with positive mind.
Thank you.
With the aim of shifting grounds to right extent.
Thank you very much, Chief. It is still your image, your publication, the flagship program on Chief. The issues being discussed has to do with prolonged ASUU strike. Which way forward for our academic institutions to be back? Which way forward for families to have a relief of all the stress that our children are keeping on them? Which way forward for our government to also extend and understand that there must be a solution? We'll come back next week to have way forward on these issues. At this moment, I'd like to thank Dr. Oluwagbemiga Adeleye for your input so far. The analysis have been good, but we'll still dwell on them and look for probable solutions next week. I hope next week.
Agree with you. God willing.
Thank you very much. Please, I hope you join us next week.
Yes, sir.
Chief Odenide, it's nice having your own contribution too. I hope come next week you will also be part of us.
By the grace of God.
Thank you very much. Next week, join us same time on this particular topic to find solutions to this that is bedeviling these academic institutions and even the society in Nigeria. Thank you very much. Thank you, viewers.